A very good evening to you. Lots going on in the next 24 hours as Storm Dara rolls in from the mid-Atlantic. Very windy with outbreaks of rain for many, solid substantial heavy rain in places with a wintry mix of sleet and snow for a time across central Scotland, particularly across the highest ground. We're going to see extremely strong winds for a time, widespread gales. The focus of those strongest winds across Western Britain and Northern Ireland through much of tomorrow, where an amber warning remains in place, with the most severe winds concentrated across the western side of Wales and the Bristol Channel. Here, a red warning for those high winds through the small hours and into tomorrow morning. Storm Dara bringing widespread strong winds through much of the weekend. Some sleet and snow across the highest ground of northern Scotland. For the rest of us, solid, substantial, pouring rain, giving some very challenging conditions if you are having to travel. Those strong gusty winds continue through much of tomorrow. As for the next few hours, a pouring rain moving across many locations with the colder air across Scotland, sleet and snow, much of the snow falling across the highest ground. The strongest winds likely across western locations through the small hours and into the new day, particularly across the western side of Britain, Northern Ireland and around the Bristol Channel, through into Western Wales. And through the course of Saturday, it stays extremely stormy. Strong gusty winds, dangerously high gusts in places, further sleet and snow across the highest ground of Scotland. For the rest of us, a good deal of wet weather, drying up and clearer skies across Northern Ireland. But for most of us, a very soggy scene, with the strong winds being very much a feature of our forecast throughout the weekend. Staying extremely windy and wet out there as Storm Dara makes its mark. A wintry mix of sleet and snow across parts of Scotland with the colder air. We've got widespread gales through the next 24 hours. The highest gusts of wind likely across Western Britain and Northern Ireland, with an amber warning in place. The most severe winds concentrated across Western Wales and the Bristol Channel. Here, a red warning in place with damaging, dangerous gusts of wind close to 90 miles an hour through the small hours and first stages of Saturday morning. It stays stormy through the night and into the first stages of Saturday. Strong gusty winds, widespread gales, the most damaging, dangerous gusts of wind concentrated across these western zones. And we'll see pouring rain in many locations with the colder air across Scotland, a wintry mix of sleet and snow, particularly across the highest ground north of the central belt, with misty low cloud and hill fog through the Pennines. So some challenging conditions as we head into the new day. If you're having to travel, lots of surface water and spray on the roads, giving some poor visibility. And it stays extremely windy with the wet weather in many locations as Saturday unfolds. Feeling a little chillier for Scotland with further sleet and snow across the Northern Highlands here. Elsewhere, further outbreaks of rain and strong gusty winds continue as Saturday wears on.